I got a really interesting topic today that I want to talk about. It's pretty interesting that I came across. It's oops, some allegations that there are bots on the Algorand XGov platform. So I want to dig through this investigation. This comes via Governor Hat.algo, and I think he put together a pretty interesting thing here for us to look at. So we're gonna take a look at that. Let's see how Vestige is doing first. Let's go look at Algorand's price. So kind of had we hit around way above 20 cents and then sort of popped back down to almost 1950, back up to now we're climbing back up to 20 cents again. So I think we're going in the right direction. I like seeing this. Let's just scroll down a little bit. I like seeing this chart here. I like seeing this direction. So that's a very good thing. Good to see. That's all I wanted to look at there, and we could look at other coins real quick, but I do want to dive right into this Governor Hat.algo investigation. So Orange is down a little bit, Coop down a little bit. Something called Frisk Crypto is up. It's funny. Someone asked me about recommendations around ASAs, or they said they wanted me to like talk about what ASAs I think you should invest in. Honestly, I don't think you should invest in any of them. I don't think they're a good idea. They're far too volatile. I mean, you could have a big win, but you probably have a big loss. You'll see. They're probably one of the only ones. I mean, chips has been pretty solid. DeFi, I think, has been solid. Let's even look at like a lot of these. They're in the top 10 because I just thought I'd address this really quick. So yeah, DeFi has done pretty good recently. How far back can we go? As you can see, the further we go back, the higher it's been. So it kind of depends. I mean, if and then down again and then up. I mean, they don't really seem to follow traditional patterns. They kind of go up and down like crazy. I guess if you wanted to trade on them, maybe. I just don't think it's a good idea. I know a lot of like devs are probably going to be mad because I'm kind of crapping on on ASAs. I don't think they're a good idea. Usually, you just end up losing your shirt for the most part. If you want to play around with them or whatever, but even in our DeFi experiment, we saw that they were pretty much they just didn't like the ones that you had on there. They tend to, if you had a DeFi pair with one of these crypto tokens, you could really lose your shirt. So I would just stick with regular coins. I don't like ASAs. On the other hand, Sauce has been doing like crazy good on H bar, so that's interesting. And something like Osmosis has done really well on Cosmos, but it's pretty rare to see one that actually consistently does really well. So that's my thought on that. What's going on, Daryl? Good to see you. Says howdy, gives a little fire emoji. Good to see that. All right. So this is what I want to talk about, and like I said, I don't know how long this video is going to be. We probably talk about some stuff afterwards. I'll probably live stream for a while. But yeah, this comes from Governor Hat.algo, and it says, I believe I've uncovered a system of 3 botnets totaling a little over 1,500 accounts that are participating in Algorand XGov. So that's like kind of concerning, right? Like you don't want these outside influences to be like allocating resources from the foundation to various places, which I mean, you see all kinds of proposals on there, and some of them, like, I just really don't think they should see the light of day. It says, I don't know who controls them or whether the 3 botnets are related, but I will see if I can find out. Here is why I went looking for it and what I found. All my work can be checked in the spreadsheet linked here. I'll take a look a little bit later. Okay, so this is background and motivation. It says 3 months ago, Rhetoric posted about the great XGov vote spreading mystery. The nub of the mystery is that over the first 2 XGov periods, an exceptionally large share of voters spread their votes amongst all of the real proposals plus the mock proposal. Essentially a none of the above option choice. Even more peculiar, the data shows that many of the votes were not spread evenly. In other words, voters might allocate 1% to every proposal except one, which then gets the remaining percentage. Silence Post posed a good question. How do we reconcile indiscriminate vote spreading with selective allocation of voting weight? So this gets really nerdy. Here's the frequency of proposals supported by account. Well, that's kind of interesting. Period became even more curious since the start of XGov voting, period 3. The pattern of vote splitting has continued. You can check this on site that Silent created, xgov.guru, but here's a screenshot. Let's take a look at that. Let me just pop over here for a second. So here's all the addresses, all in the jarhead bucket, voting weight, number of proposals voted, round voted, algo balance per batch. So you can see that they're kind of doing these crazy spreads. And yeah, it goes on. I mean, those are all the jarhead ones. And then there's Daisy Chain and what was the other one? The Binancer. We'll get to that. We'll explain that more. We'll go back here now. Importantly, though, before this voting period, the Algorand Foundation made UI changes on the XGov site to prevent XGovs from voting on proposals after they pass. However, notwithstanding these changes, there are proposals that have passed XGov, yet they are still accumulating votes. These overvotes are not the result of a single person. If you have been checking the XGov Guru site, you will notice that these percentages have steadily increased after hitting a 100%. So, like, you're not supposed to be able to vote more than 100%. Once it's funded, and the votes go somewhere else. But in this case, it doesn't appear that that is the case. Because voting on a past proposal is not allowed by the UI, this meant that some voters must have been voting directly interacting with the XGov smart contracts. This suggests to me the possibility of bots and would explain the reason for the indiscriminate vote spread. So I went hunting. So we're getting a really interesting investigation here. By the way, hello 409 Algo. Good morning to good afternoon for me, but maybe it's good morning for you. Daryl S says, just a thought, it would be awesome if Algorand had an RPG project. There's been a couple that are like been in the background, but they never seem to come to fruition. We just learned that Age Your Tactics is coming out, so going to be on beta soon. It's actually on the Epic Game Store right now, which is pretty cool. And Bobby Jonas talking about how Algorand is a train wreck while XDC keeps losing market share. So let me know how that goes, Bobby. Anyway, moving on to the rest of this. Governor Hat.algo says initial strategy. I assume that the best place to find potential bots was among those accounts that split among not just real proposals, but the abstain option. There are 49 total proposals in XGov voting period 3. And by the way, do you see why this gets cumbersome? You call these voters the 49ers. Yeah. It's just too many proposals, man. And, some of them are like, there's got to be a way to narrow some of them down. When I looked through them, I was like, this is exhausting. So one group of wallets were all funded by a single non-exchange wallet, which is the JAR wallet he's talking about. Another one is funded by a Binance hot wallet. So he calls those the Binancers. And then finally, one group of wallets appeared to be unique non-exchange funding wallets. However, the other one's an exchange. No, a single non-exchange, but these were all non-exchange funding wallets. But I noticed that some of these wallets funded others in the list. And when I dug back a couple of levels, I noticed more overlap. I suspected that these wallets were all related. I just needed to find out how. I call these wallets the daisy chain. So we got 3 groups of wallets, and he's got the jar heads, and he kind of... All right, we can look at this. List of 49ers had a lot of wallets all funded by the jar wallet. When I examined these wallets, I noticed that they all seem to be made around the same time, exhibiting the similar behavior. So when I went to flow.algo.surf and examined the jar wallet, by the way, I'm going to keep that bookmark because always good to have especially with Algo Explorer gone, definitely need a new Algo surfer. So So when you examine the Jar wallet and its progeny, the Jar wallet is a non-exchange wallet funded. We kind of talked about that. Funded by Binance on October 20th, and then OKX. And then from October 20th to 29th, it used around 17,800 algo to create and fund around 1,000 wallets. Information regarding these wallets are in the Jarheads tab in the spreadsheet. We kind of saw those. With only one exception, each of these Jarhead wallets are an Xgov. So, like, they're all using an Xgov. It's like this whole bot, this whole all these wallets, these 1,000 wallets were created, at least, and they're now being all used except one to participate in Xgov. It's super weird. While I did not check every single one of these wallets, I did spot check a number of them, and each one I checked had similar behavior. Specifically, after being funded, these Jarhead wallets added liquidity to USDC and or USDT on TinyMan and began swapping back and forth between those stablecoins and Algo. It's so weird. What are they doing? Why are they doing that? It's really interesting. Are they trying to take advantage of arbitrage? Their actions are not typical behavior by a human, as it was quick LP ads and quick back and forth trades. I see. So yeah, I wonder if it was like an arbitrage bot, and then they just trained it on. As just one example, this wallet F3YT added LP to the USDC algo pool in TinyMan within 30 seconds of being funded. It was then trading back and forth between USDC and algo, and then back again in less than 1 minute. These wallets do not appear to have engaged in any other DeFi besides LP and providing a high frequency trading for algo USDT during the early days of TinyMan. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, they keep doing the back and forth trades. These Jarhead wallets seem to all retain some assets in the form of nominal amounts of LP tokens, stables, and algo. It appears to be transferred out of the bulk of the holdings. So I think you get the idea. These are all for sure bots. Like, it just seems like bot activity, doesn't it? Everyday Algonaut says hello, hello, Everyday Algonaut. Good to see you. So I don't know if anything unusual. And this one just kind of did the same thing. Just went back and forth between USDC or USDT. Kind of made around the same time. And pretty much just, and let's see what the daisy chain, they all seem to be the same as well. Daisy chain, however, so it would appear to be unique non-exchange funding wallets. However, I noticed that some of these wallets funded others in the list of 49ers. And when I dug back a couple levels in terms of funding wallets, I noticed more overlap. I suspected they were all connected. These are the daisy chain. I was trying to see if there's anything. This is really like this is really like in depth, like probably a higher level of detail. I mean, he's talking about like every single step he's doing. So they're pretty much similar to the Jarhead and Binanceers, just doing USDC, USDT trading. I gotta think that's like some kind of arbitrage move. But then what are they doing on? So this is where it gets interesting. Okay, after engaging in some of the high frequency trading, the earlier member of the daisy chain would then create and fund the next member in the chain, which would then engage in the same behavior before creating funding the next member. So it's like this. That's why it calls it a daisy chain, because it just keeps going from one to the next to the next to the next. Super weird, isn't it? Isn't that wild? I'm just trying to see if there's anything else interesting here. Also of note, we know that wallets under these common control are under common control because at various times, two different wallets topped up most or all of them. So yeah, that seems pretty clear to be some kind of bots. Like with Jar and Binance's, these wallets are all very small in terms of algo holding, and given their clear linking, suspicious behavior, and timing, it seems like they're part of a botnet. Conclusion based on my analysis, there are 993 Jar bots, 216 Binancer ones, and 303 daisy chainers. So 1,500 bots, or bot percentage of XGov participants are 44.5%. So of all the participants in XGov, which is seems to be a little over 3,000 then, almost half of them are bots. Now, there's an important caveat we'll get to. So it's not like all the bots are taking over, but yeah, D13 asks a very important question. Are these percentage by absolute numbers? If so, what is their percentage of stake? So he says, yeah, these are absolute numbers. The percentage by stake is quite small and is in the spreadsheet. Cumulatively, these bots are about 0.1% of XGov voting weight. So that's a really important caveat. I want to see what people say. MacGyver said, "What if it was just CZ board making wallets?" Yeah, but why are they doing all this weird stuff? Like, I don't think CZ's not gonna. Well, didn't he step down from Binance anyway? But he's not gonna like mess around with these little numbers. I mean, maybe, but it seems unlikely. Let's see. Everyday Algorand says, but he did not opt in like 8 months back to XGov. It will not be CZ. Another good point. A lot of reasons why it wouldn't be CZ, but it's kind of funny to talk about. Daryl S says, with the soon release of Python, is coming soon, how do you think this will affect the project, especially since India is one of the targets? Yeah, I've kind of talked about this before, but I really think that I think it reduces friction for developers, but it kind of depends what those developers want to do. So because Algorand will still have the problem of not having as many users as a lot of other, and the hype, frankly, of a lot of other chains, even though I think it's technically superior, it's that hasn't been the problem, right? The problem has been like just hype and excitement for the chain, and we are seeing. We showed last week, one of my videos, I showed how the number of users is dramatically climbing, so that's good. That's a very good thing. But yeah, this is we'll see. We'll see. Like, I think it's a great thing. I just don't know that it will be a huge game changer, but we'll see. I'd love to be wrong. I really would. Everyday Algonaut says, my guess is Silvio is trying to make the Algorand look a little more decentralized. And he does not track the Discord or other channels where it is discussed, as he is deep in the research and just running the bots for fun. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It's like a little more likely than CZ, but I would still put it in the very, very unlikely category. Miguel Martinez says, Algorand, muscle up. Yeah, you're one very positive supporter of Algorand, my friend. I give you credit for that. Maybe I can just see it on here. And Philip Riley says, fingers crossed. Yeah, we're all crossing our fingers for Algorand. I mean, it's going to go up just like everything does. It's just not, probably not as much as a lot of the other chains. Boy, I wonder why Kyle Rittenhouse is trending. That's weird. Let's see. This is something about Jupiter, so I'm going to pass that. Well, I guess we can. It says, you hear about the kid that set up 9,000 phantom wallets to trade small but consistent trades on Jupiter to farm the GAUP airdrop. He netted himself 200 GAUP accounts per token. The launch price was around 50 cents. A nice payday for him per account. Yeah, I can see that. If he had 9,000 plus, yeah, I can see that. Entirely possible this was the original intention, but does it beg the question of why start this bot activity in XGov? Is there any reason to think that Tiny will have an XGov component? That's a good point. I'm just trying to see if there's any kind of there. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like doing some research, find the Binance address for the highest volume CEX, DEX, R bots on TinyMan's USD Algo USD pool from version 1. There is one. I forgot the address. It also changed after my algo hack. That would be my prime suspect. You might be able to link to it. And Governor Hat says, I'm not sure they would be connected. An R bot would not need 1,500 separate accounts to function. That's a good point. So I kind of brought up the possibility of an arbitration bot, or what's the word I'm looking for? Arbitrage bot. Yeah, I had to think about that a second. I kind of brought up that possibility, but it looks like that's a good point. They wouldn't really need 1,500 accounts to do that. Although, well, if you had 1,500 of them, though, wouldn't that go faster than just one? Maybe. I don't know a ton about that, so I'm kind of talking out of my butt there. Great sleuthing, still early. What does this mean? Is Xcode busted? He says, not sure what you mean by busted. My gripes with Xcode extend beyond this one issue. I have my own as well. All this means is there are a bunch of bots with small holdings voting in seemingly random manner. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's busted, but I don't know. I think Xcov has done plenty to bust itself. Like it's just not compelling. It's a bunch of people begging for money basically, and you have no way to know. Like you don't get presentations by these people, so you're just supposed to kind of guess. Like, yeah, it sounds like they might know what they're doing. Let's see. Let me look. Oh, MacGyver was going for the what if joke. He says, I really like that Python coding. It should open the door for growth. Yeah, I hope so. Everyday Algonaut says, more realistic guess is that it is Chinese, Indian, and Afghan people with small stake using some other solution to vote, which for some reason votes all for all proposals. Yeah, it's like hard to kind of figure out why someone is doing this. It's kind of weird, right? Indeed, yeah. So I just keep trying to look to see if so Yazzie.algo, it says, I forget the source of the information, but I remember seeing a post that Messina One was storing its own funds spread over 1,000 account addresses to avoid risk. Maybe it was another project. I think it may have seen it on Reddit. Interesting. But again, why? The real missing element here is why. Oh, IRL liked it. Said interesting and appreciated. GF yourself said, as always, appreciate your dedication and clear logic. That's something to keep in mind. He kind of brings up like I don't know. I don't think the bots are designed to give us the illusion that there's a decentralized ecosystem with a growing number of active users, but it does when you think about active users, stuff like this like does kind of paint a false picture because all of those probably would come across as active users since they're making transactions, but um I don't know if I have much more to talk about. Let me see if there's any more things that I did put out a list. I thought this was kind of interesting. Let me find this actually. Just give me a second. This is me stirring up trouble. So yeah, I wanted to stir up some trouble because that's what I do. So I asked, do you think Hedera will overtake Algorand in price? And let's see, SleuCity.algo said I wouldn't be surprised. Algo moves like a sloth. And yeah, I kind of agree. It's not really a price action coin. But then again, Hedera really hasn't been either. Cryptid said, I don't know, I think Solana is just much better. I said in price action, I agree, but the rest, yeah, hard no. It goes on, but I was like, yeah, I kind of like my chance to not go down, to actually stay running, up and running. So, kind of a problem there. I'm going to get some drink. Gasako says, hello, Frugal. What's going on? What's going on? Daryl says, own both, no biggie. Yeah, me too. It's kind of why I put it out there because I actually really do like both. Tech 3000 just said no. A lot of people just said no. Possible with a strong catalyst. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how much catalyst they actually need. This is one thing I've just been finding that cryptocurrencies just kind of pop for no reason sometimes. And you can kind of go back and say, oh, but then you can point to like 10 other times when something that significant happened and it didn't pop up. So it would contribute to my disappointment of another thing being ahead of Algorand that shouldn't be. Should it be though? Like it's ahead in market cap, so it wouldn't surprise me if you guys know they have at least 15 billion tokens to circulate still, according to what I read. Though it's making a run. I don't think that matters because like has it really helped Algorand's price that Algorand is getting close to the end of its supply? Not really, and it's not that far off. It's got if Hedera has 15 billion left, then that's like 30%, and Algorand's at like a little less than 20%. So there's not that far off. Hazi said with the speed of light, he's a big Hedera fan, I guess. It shouldn't with 5x max supplies Algorand, but they do seem to have more people shilling it. People with the shilling thing, the shilling thing drives me nuts. Like, can people just not talk about a project they like? I talk a lot of stuff on here. The way Algorand is most likely, still crossing my fingers, we see $10. We're not going to see $10. I mean, again, I would be very happy to be wrong, but I sincerely doubt we will hit $10. Gasico says I don't think so. What do you? Oh, you're asking me about Gala. We'll get to that in a second because I got. In fact, was that pretty much the end of it? Yeah, I guess that was the end of it. Gala Games. Let's look at some Gala. Do you guys follow this guy? Actually, you know what? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, I know I can find him. So I follow Lycan Warlord. He's a pretty strong influencer, but he's also very critical of Gala, which I have been too. But I think he probably talked about this other guy. I'm gonna find this guy. It's Rick. Come on. Oh, so it looks like he actually got banned from. Lycan Warlord got banned. Did Lycan Warlord get banned? I gotta see. You guys hear this?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. It's Lycan Warlord. Stash. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Let me adjust these volumes real quick. Okay, really weird topic to talk about. I'm not going to be playing Townstar going into perpetuity unless they change what we're going to talk about today as quickly as possible, which is their terms and conditions that they've just uploaded for the Townstar competition. Now, you might say to yourself, well, they've always had terms and conditions, and you'd be right. They've had TOS for the website, TOS for note owners, but they never had one for Townstar's competition itself, Common Ground Worlds competition. Now, you might ask yourself, why all of a sudden do they have terms and conditions?
I just want to see like why he was disqualified.
The promotion is open to legal residents of the United States, excluding Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Louisiana, Montana, South Carolina, South Dakota, and Tennessee, and the District of Columbia.
Oh dang! So if you live in one of those states, get that out of there. I want to see that. If you live in Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Louisiana, Montana, South Carolina, South Dakota, or Tennessee, or Washington D.C., you cannot play Townstar. That's wild. So I've had like numerous problems. The reason I'm you asked about Gala, like there's so many disasters going on at Gala right now that there's lawsuits galore. I mean, not just the founders are suing each other, plus the game developers are suing each other, or are suing Gala. I think it's a matter of them trying to bite off more than they can chew, and like worrying about profit too early in the process. Townstar especially is bad. I put like a few $100s into Townstar, and like within what 6 months, my NFT was essentially worthless, and I wasn't able to use it anymore on the game to earn. So that was the whole reason I bought the thing, because it didn't really help me that much in the game. And then then they tried to turn around and say, oh, by the way, you can't. By the way, you guys should have ever cared about earning money. You should have been here to play the game. It's like, well, no, I didn't spend hundreds of dollars, and some people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on NFTs. They didn't spend that to play a browser game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you did that, you did that because you were expecting to earn something, and like maybe at least partially earn your money back, if not, actually go in the black. And so yeah, I remember there was a guy on BitBoy Crypto that was like playing Townstar in the background, and he was talking about how he's earning money while he was playing this game. And I was like, oh, check that out. Yeah, so Gala, by the way, I can show this again. We can come back to this video because I do want to see what he has to say. Oh, it's going to take forever. Actually, I won't do that. Let's watch the video. Let's see what else he has to say.
And who are the age of residency. Now, that means I can't play. Just in case you're wondering, I'm in Louisiana. So, if I had to guess, their biggest detractors live in these states. So they found a way to cut us out of the thing. So I'm no longer going to be playing Townstar due to these new terms and conditions. Employees of sponsors and its advertising, they are not allowed to void where prohibited. Now, I'm not going to say it's Gala's fault. This is probably something to do with online gambling or something.
Yeah, he's probably right. 20 to 30x, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, sure will go up some, but so I don't know if you saw my video from a few weeks back, maybe a couple weeks ago, but I compared Algorand to like a bunch of other coins, and it was over the last year, its performance over the last year, it's done worse than, as a percentage, it's done worse than every other coin except Gala. Gala is the one coin that did worse than Algorand. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll probably go up somewhat, but I just don't. I don't think it's a good idea to put money into coins that aren't doing well.
Or maybe something to do with crypto, not too sure. But yeah, I can't play the game anymore. Selecting the winner's notification jargon.
It says here.
General conditions. Except where prohibited by entering the promotion or accepting a prize. Each entrant hereby irrevocably grants to the sponsor, Gala Games, the promotion entities, and each of their licensees and sub-licensees, affiliated and assigns, collectively the licensed parties, an irrevocable, royalty-free, and fully paid-up right and license, inclusive of the right to grant further sub-licenses, but not obligation, to use the entrant's name, photograph, likeness, social media handles, statements, voice, and biographical information related hereunto, which are submitted, provided, posted, or otherwise used in connection with the promotion and or use or enjoyment of any prize materials throughout the universe in perpetuity in any and all media, whether now or hereafter known or devised for any or other purposes, including...
In other words, they own your butt. So, yikes. They kind of talk more about this. What is he talking? Yeah, I don't think we need to hear that, see the rest of that, but yeah, very interesting. Yeah, so good question. I thought that was interesting, but that's why I'm just like not really into Gala anymore. Anyway, that was Lycan. Anybody got any questions for me? Any other questions you want me to answer? I'd love to. I pretty much finished the main point of the video. I just kind of like mussing around for maybe another 10 minutes. But it looks like AJ just dropped a new video about 8 crypto projects he's targeting for pre-halving. I mean, we're in the pre-halving for sure, but I wonder if we can skip around. He has to say. Did he make any? I'm just trying to see if he made any.
Hey, what's up, everyone? AJ Reds Crypto here. I got a different type of video for you today. First of all, you all know that I love Algorand and HBAR and VeChain and the Graph, and those coins have all done very well. But there are so many other coins that I want to dive into and teach you guys about. Coins that I have my eye on, coins that I might be day trading, some coins I might be hodling, just coins I'm targeting in general. There are 8 of them in this video. So buckle in, smash that like button, and let's get it.
All right, I might skip around a little bit because like this is a 20-minute video, but I'm kind of curious if any of the ones that he did are the ones that I looked at. Little DAO, I've been noticing that one's been pumping a lot. I will give it credit. That one's not on my list, but it has been pumping. Pyth, yep, that's not on my list. I just want to see if he did one that Phantom. Nope, don't have that one either. Yeah, I just want to go through and see if he. I know I'm kind of giving away the juice. PT, man, he's got some really. I don't even know what PT is. Oh, did he say SWI? Let me see this.
In terms of value locked with 310 million started. It is brand new. It came out at the end of last year. Guys, coming soon. You know, all this coming, just getting off the ground. The chart setup already looks good. I'm bullish. The next coin on the list for me today is SUI. I think SUI is a larger market cap coin compared to some of the.
I think it's SWI actually. By the way, SWI is because their logo is water, and SWI is the logo of SWI is water in Japanese or Chinese, I think too. So I'm pretty sure it's SWI, not SUI. But yeah, this is one I like. This is one I like a lot too. There's a lot of really cool stuff they're doing with like zero knowledge logins where you can log in without really needing to type in your wallet address every time. Like you can kind of log in like a normal Web 2 wallet. Let's see what he has to say.
The other ones I am talking about today, but look, it has overtaken Aptos, Cardano in terms of value locked with $310 million inflows in 30 days. That's absolutely ridiculous. The SUI blockchain reached a peak of 6,000 transactions per second in December as it produced 13.8 million blocks in one day. Those are some intimidating numbers. I'm not going to lie. Even when you look at CoinGecko, for instance, I will say the supply to max supply situation, not my favorite, but this coin is only at a $2 billion market cap. And I'm telling you, I think this project, even when you look at the chart, it has popped off a little bit already. But
by the way, it's same number of tokens as Algorand. It's 10 billion, but it's only got 2 billion out so far. So it's pretty. It's got a ways to go, but it's brand new and it is really popping off. Like yeah, I think mine has almost doubled since I bought it.
I think in terms of like a competitive layer 1, I don't see this thing slowing down. It is a newer project. You guys know this. But look at, I think what Solana did back in 21. That's what I'm thinking SUI is going to do in 25. I'm saying that it wouldn't be a big surprise for me if you like went into a coma and woke up in 2025 and saw this thing at 40 bucks. It wouldn't surprise me at all. To be fair, I do want you guys to be aware of the tokenomics situation. Right here, where this chart really goes up is where the Series A and Series B investors get some of their unlocks, and that looks like it's going to happen in April of 2024. So we are going to see the supply number right here for SUI grow pretty hard, from 1.1 billion to probably, what was it on the chart there? It's going to go to over 2 billion basically overnight in April when that unlock happens. But then, once the curve starts to happen, it doesn't get as bad. But we are going to see its supply multiply between now and the top of the bull run. I want you to be aware of that. But I mean, when you look at the fact that it's outperforming Cardano and Aptos, you see my point. I'm kind of torn on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good. I like it for the actual technology. By the way, supposedly 290,000 TPS transactions per second. That's wild. Let's see, OmniChain. I don't know much about that. Bad tokenomics, day trade. Let's try to see what else he. Arweave, interesting. I don't know anything about Arweave. I've seen it on the charts. ApeCoin, come on, AJ. ApeCoin. That's ridiculous. ApeCoin. Killing me, AJ. Is that the last one? And Pixel. I don't know much about Pixel either. It's pretty low market cap. What is a? He doesn't add the. Oh yeah, it's like in the thousands. So that might. Well, it's for being that far back. It's already 8 cents. Interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? The Pixel might be kind of interesting. Let's see. Everyday Algorand says I'm starting to brand all my products under the biotech brand name, the A Wallet, ASA Gold, Votecoin, and we working on concentrated liquidity, automatic market maker, invoicing application. Interesting. And then with A Wallet, they'll support the launch of ARC 200. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting selections. I liked. I wonder what people said. I should do a reaction to his thing with Stacy at some point. So I definitely agree with Sui. I'm not sure about the rest of it. Let's see. People asked about Flux. Michael Martinez. Hey, you're in this one too. You're talking about Algorand and Cosmos. Yeah, I like Cosmos too. I did really well with Cosmos last time. Yeah, I got a few comments. Was this pretty new video? Wow, he's really growing. He was at 10,000. Now he's at 12,000. Yep, looks like today he released that one. So yeah, I don't know about like ApeCoin. Pixel might be interesting. Should we see what he says about Pixel? Cut her off pretty soon.
Pumped 68% SAPI. When you go to your SAPI seal, and I have the coin, you can see it. If you come here, right there, and you get 75 pixel a day is the coin. If you come here to CoinGecko, you will pixel is, let me pull this down so you guys can see it, is, a little under 8 cents. It has pumped 33% in the past 24 hours. But, this is a pick. This is a pick. Do you know why? Look at this. Only an $18 million market cap. Only an $18 million market cap. And if you stake your SAPI seal right there, I'm getting 75 pixel a day. That will add up over time. I know people that have 10 SAPI seals and it's for the pixel play. And not even that. You don't even have to stake a SAPI seal to get pixel. You can buy, one on Uniswap. Maybe it will get some exchange listings eventually, but that remains to be seen. But if you
So you got to buy a SAPI seal to participate, and then otherwise you have to, if you want to buy it, you got to buy it on Uniswap, which means you'll pay like tons in gas fees, which means you'll have to buy a lot to make it worthwhile. But it's cool. I appreciate AJ. He had me on my show. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah, Pixel's interesting, but I probably won't worry much about it because it's pretty hard to buy right now, and I don't want to use Uniswap or MetaMask or any of that crap. Someone bridge it over to Algorand, then I'll think about it. Okay. Well, guys, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, I'd appreciate that. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. I thought that investigation was kind of interesting, and if you tuned in late, go back and check it out. It'll be available on the channel. Like I said, you don't have to smash the like button or subscribe button. You can just press it gently. It works just fine that way too. Big shout out to our sponsors, Non-Fungible Domains. If you want that .frugal.algo address, just like I have, frugalbc.algo. Or also brought to you by Fractal Monsters. If you want to play a play-to-earn game on the Algorand blockchain, you can play it for free. Or if you want to unlock more of the game, you can buy one of the little critters, or you can buy a tamer NFT as well. And that's about it for me. So stay safe out there. I'm Frugal BC, and I will see you in the future.